Okay, everybody, I am First Alert Meteorologist Rodney Harris, along with First Alert Meteorologist Ella Dorsey. It's 2:05 in the morning, and we continue to watch at least the potential for severe thunderstorms in North Georgia. I will say there are no active tornado or severe thunderstorm warnings. However, we do still have a tornado watch that's in effect until 3 o'clock. So for the next 55 minutes, they're actually starting to take a lot of counties out of this watch. So if you are in Cobb County, if you're in Douglas County, Carroll County, Cherokee County, north and westward, you are no longer in this watch. It's essentially from Atlanta, DeKalb County, south and eastward. And the reason why is because even though we don't have any active severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings right now, there's still just enough instability south of Atlanta to give us at least a threat of some quick spin ups. So First Alert Meteorologist Ella Dorsey has just switched to First Alert radar, and you can clearly see the zone that we're talking about south and east of Atlanta. That red that you see on First Alert radar from Henry County to Clayton County, moving toward Rockdale and Newton counties. Rockdale County, I know you had that tornado earlier this morning. You are now getting another round of heavy rain and lightning. Again, no active severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings, but this is the zone that we will be watching over the next hour or so, including East Georgia, for the potential of a quick spin up. So what Ella's doing now is switching over to our velocity mode. This allows us to see if there is any spin in the atmosphere. And Ella, I don't see anything that would warrant a tornado at this point. In fact, the coverage has kind of wound down over the past hour. So it doesn't mean it's not possible to still get a quick spin up, but we just haven't seen that over the past hour, which is certainly good news. Another thing I'll point out is that the lightning has also started to go down, which is a good sign. One thing that is not gone down is the flood threat. We have a new flash flood warning that was issued about an hour ago, and that basically includes most of metro Atlanta because of the rain that has moved back over the region. You can see these green boxes that start in Carroll County, Heard County, down toward Troup County. They go all the way up to like Gwinnett County. So basically, if you are along and south of I-85, you are under a flash flood warning extending down into Fayette County, parts of Clayton and Henry counties. And what Ella's doing now is showing you the rainfall estimates over the past 6 hours. And as you can see, that yellow indicates about 2 inches of rain that has fallen just in 6 hours. So any additional rain, like the rain from right now up until 4 o'clock this morning, that could produce some street flooding. So if you have to get to work like super early in the morning, especially before 4 o'clock, watch out for some street flooding. This flash flood warning is in effect until 7:15 in the morning. And you may ask, why so long? Even once the rain stops, you have drainage, especially in the cities, and that could continue to produce street flooding even after the rain is over. So what Ella has done here, she has created a list of some of the cities that are included in this flash flood warning. Atlanta, Newnan, Carrollton. For those of you in Stockbridge, South Fulton, you are under this warning. And specifically for the counties, Fulton, Heard, DeKalb, Rockdale, Fayette, Clayton, Coweta, and Carroll. A lot of people are in this flash flood warning, again, essentially along and south of I-85. So that's really our biggest concern right now. Watch out if you do have to get out and about to work this morning, especially before 4 o'clock. So what Ella's doing now, she's zooming out to show you the entire scope of this system. This is a massive system. We have our severe weather, right, Ella? Here, you go up toward the Midwest. Yeah, it's Chicago. It's the beginning of April, and we're talking about snow. So that gives you kind of the extent of this. Is one of those systems, Ella, like where if you're flying or if you're traveling, you'll be impacted, especially the eastern half of the country. The good news for us is that we are in the worst of it right now. So by the time most of you drive to work this morning, the rain will be over, but that will be replaced by cooler weather and windier weather. This is our cold front that's moving throughout the course of the morning and the afternoon. So this morning, our temperatures are in the 60s. As we get into the afternoon, they're dropping really still in the morning and to the 50s, 58 degrees there, Ella. And
looks like we bottom out right around 10:30. So if you're heading out the door at 6, right? If you're heading out the door at 6, it's 60 degrees. By 10:30, it's 53 degrees.
That's unbelievable.
Take a jacket with you for sure.
And you're talking about the upper 40s as you go into the mountains.
Yeah,
so,
we'll get some sunshine.
wow.
Look, looks like we get some sunshine for a few hours this afternoon. Then watch this, Rodney.
And then another little round. And that's kind of the scope of this system. So even though the front itself is moving through, and we saw this yesterday as well, there's still a little bit of energy that'll be moving through going into tonight and perhaps early in the morning. So some showers possible in the mountains. You make a great point, though, Ella. The rain is out maybe even some sunshine, but you're going to notice that big temperature difference today, especially compared to what we saw yesterday. Also a little bit breezy out there. So a first alert weather day because of colder weather that's coming. Today's high is 62 degrees. Those winds out of the northwest sustained at 19. So when the winds are sustained at 20, that's technically a wind advisory. So we're right on the cusp. So that'll really be the story today, is the windy weather and also the cooler weather that will eventually arise. And as we get into Thursday morning,
Thursday morning freeze risk relatively high for the mountains, but watch this, Rodney. Let's go into Friday morning.
That dips really far south. Look at that. Yeah, that's unbelievable for the beginning of April.
Yep, and this is the growing season, guys. So if you live anywhere in those dark blues, which includes North Metro up into the mountains, Friday morning, there is a freeze risk, okay? Our morning lows are going to dip into the 30s. Let me see if I can pull this up for you.
The 30s. We've already even talked with the Weather Service over the past couple of days, and we're almost certainly to see at least a frost advisory, if not a freeze warning.
Yep, there's your morning lows. So it is going to be quite chilly for the rest of the week. Okay? So we're here, we're on it, we're keeping you updated. Again, I'm going to bring you back to radar, so Rodney
Keep that up for just a second, Ella. I want to point out, Monday,
Yep.
I was off yesterday. Monday, we were like in the low 60s for lows.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like a nearly 30-degree drop in the temperature,
Totally.
the lows, just over the next several days.
Yeah, and your afternoon highs are going to be a lot chillier too. So this is a really strong cold front going to impact much of the country. The good news is we're not seeing anything severe right now. Just make sure you're careful driving to work today with the flooding on the roadways. And we'll do another one of these updates in about an hour. And of course, if any tornadoes pop, we will be wall to wall.
We will. So that's our coverage plan. We're staying on Atlanta News First Plus, which is where you're watching this now. Also, don't forget about the First Alert Weather app. As Ella mentioned, if there is a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning, we'll go on Atlanta News First and Peachtree TV. That's not happening now, thankfully, but we'll continue to otherwise provide you updates right here on Atlanta News First. And in our First Alert Weather app, there's that QR code at the top of your screen. I'm going to give you about 15 seconds to snap that if you want to. That's important because we are sending video updates like by the hour, making sure we're keeping you up to date as you get your morning started. So First Alert Meteorologist Ella Dorsey and I will continue to keep you up to date throughout the morning.